Well, hello and welcome back to the garden here in Neath, South Wales. So what's been going on this week in the garden? Well, Tony and myself have been out shopping today for some grasses. I also needed to get some compost and some bird food. So let's take a look around and see what's been going on this week. So it's Sunday night at the moment and it's been raining for most of the afternoon, but it's dried up nice now. And this is what I've come back from B&M with. So I bought 4 grasses and all I gotta do now is find somewhere to put them. So this is what I've picked up to feed the birds, and this will probably last me now about a month or so. They do seem to be going through quite a lot of food at the moment, but I don't mind. I really enjoy feeding the birds and it's a lovely sight to see. This is the compost that I've been buying a lot of lately, and it's an Irish compost called Emerald Gold, and I'm finding it really good. I normally use the John Innes, but this one is a lot cheaper. It's 2 for £11 and it seems a really good quality compost, and I buy this in Zoas. So coming now down towards the greenhouse. If you remember, I said I wanted to trim back the bamboo, and I've done it. So now I can walk through quite easily, and I've thinned down quite a few things in this area, taken out a few of the crocosmias, and it's looking a lot tidier down here now. The salvia is still out. There's one flower, but everything's looking really good here. Much better now. And another thing that you will notice that I've changed is just in the corner there. That's now the new place for the Hebe, and I think it'll do much better there. It's definitely going to stay there now this time, because I'm always chopping and changing in the garden. So what I think I'll do now with these grasses, these are Carex Prairie Fire, and I bought 3 of these. These were £6.50 each, and I think before I plant them out, I'll keep them in a pot and just place them around and see where I think I want them to go. And maybe later on in the week, when I've decided, that's when I'll plant them in. And this one here is another Carex Prairie Fire, and this one is a Carex Irish Green, and I've already got one of these. I bought one in Zoas and I think that was £10, and this one in B&M £6.50, same price as these. So again, let's just find somewhere to put them. Does anybody else garden like me and just walk around with plants in their hand and just pop them in wherever they think they want them to go? I'm always walking around the garden looking for spaces. I've also got to come in here into the greenhouse most nights and just water the tomatoes. I've got 8 plants in here now, and this year I've had loads of tomatoes off them. We've taken loads off already, and I don't even like tomatoes, but Tony does. So I'll give these a good water. I usually do these about every 2 nights or so, not every day. And I've also got some chilies growing and some ordinary peppers too. And they're really growing well this year. It's only my 2nd year now of having a greenhouse, but I do really use it. And for the winter time, I use it mostly for just overwintering. But what's the temperature now at the moment in here? 27 degrees. And it's now about 8 o'clock at night, so it does tend to have a lot of afternoon sun. And that's everything done for another few days. Tuesday morning and woken up to some rain, and I'm so glad. The earth has been so dry and this rain is really needed in the garden. I never thought I'd be happy to see rain, but it's a lovely sight to see all the plants enjoying. And I know the tree fern is going to enjoy some of this rainfall. It's been a struggle trying to keep this hydrated with the watering can. So a day of rain will be greatly appreciated. I'm going to leave the garden now and go off to work for the day. And when I come home, I'll come out and see what jobs need doing. After work today, I decided to go to a new B&M store, which is in Bridgend. This is quite close to where I work, and it used to be a home-based store and has recently reopened as a new B&M store. So I decided to go there as I wanted to pick up some chicken manure pellets. They didn't have any in stock in my local store in Neath. So into the garden centre I went just to have a little look around, and then onwards back home again. And I've just had a nice new delivery of some agapanthus and some red hot polkas. These are lovely. Shall I buy one? £6.50. I think I will. Wednesday morning, and what a beautiful day to wake up to. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and it's lovely to be able to come out and drink my morning coffee. I came out the garden last night when I got home and just planted in all the grasses where I wanted them to go. And when I come home later, I'll take you around the garden and show you some of the small changes that I've made. And just look at that sky this morning. Not a cloud in the sky. What a wonderful day. I'm back now and it's a lovely evening tonight, and it's that time of year again to start feeding the garden for the last time this season with some chicken manure pellets. And I normally do mine at the beginning of the season and then again sort of July, beginning of July usually, so I'm a little bit late this year. And the reason that you don't want to do it too late is because you don't want any of that soft extra growth to be put on too late in the season, as it won't really get through the winter that well. So the plants that mostly love this chicken manure are all these palms, like this cordyline, the trachycarpus, the bananas and the bamboo. I go through about 2 boxes each time, and that is the secret of the large growth in the garden. Works for me anyway. So let's open up this box and see what they look like inside. If you've never used chicken manure pellets before, they definitely smell. But don't be put off by the smell, because these are a wonderful source of nutrition for the garden. So I mostly just sprinkle these, just a couple of handfuls around each palm tree. And just remember when you are putting them down to keep them away from anything that's ericaceous, such as rhododendrons and azaleas, as they really don't like the chicken manure. Bamboos especially love them, so just give them a few handfuls around the base as well. A few handfuls around the mousas. And they'll really enjoy that. So let's take you around the garden and show you just a few little changes that I've made this week. The first little change is I've added one of the grasses there. And just to the right of that, I used to have a Euphorbia robii, but that started spreading. So I've moved that to a different location and just planted a little euonymus here. So, going down to the bottom of the garden, we've got a few new roses coming out. Let's walk around the greenhouse and you'll see that this is where I've planted the red hot poker, but it's not red at all, it's yellow. And just behind the greenhouse, this is a bit of a strange area here. This used to be a pathway and I altered it to make a little bit of a garden bed. But whatever I put there never really seems to do very well. It's underneath the large conifers, and this was only planted yesterday. So this is the Euphorbia robii, and this euphorbia does spread by underground rhizomes. So it is really, well, it's a little bit invasive, but at least behind here it can grow as much as it wants to. One of the grasses have gone underneath the trachycarpus, next to that plant there that I planted there last week. And just going underneath the trachycarpus leaves to the other garden bed, you'll notice that I've planted the Mahonia confusa here, as this is one of the only Mahonias that actually like sun. So this is a nice soft variety, and it should grow to a nice decent size here. Just filling up this area. Last week I also added in some grasses down to the bottom of the garden, and at the back there is a salvia. And in the evening light, the garden is absolutely glowing. It looks beautiful in the sunshine. This was the little banana that I bought online, and just look at the size on this now. Just a few weeks ago this was a small little plug plant,